Yeah.
How you like that?
I like it.
On the air, Sully, little Tommy Russ T Nailz. Great to have you along today.
How are you?
Good. That
Good.
just seemed like that just seemed like it came in with a fizz, didn't it?
Well, you know, when you're on your 50th show, you know.
No, we're not though. We're on our 43rd.
I believe this is 45.
Really?
Yeah, 45.
I rounded up.
Yes.
My age.
Yeah, my favorite president.
There you go.
Anyway,
Hey, I got a true story.
All right.
True story.
Here we go.
The other day, you're not gonna believe this, but I was at a deli, and when I was standing in line, to pay, and a woman comes up to me, and she goes, "Tommy," and I go, "Yes." And usually it's
How are you recognized? Oh,
well, there's social media and stuff.
no, this
But usually it's, "Hey, I grew up listening to you on Jeff and Jer." That's what it usually is.
Okay.
But she came up to me and she said, "I watch On the Air every Saturday."
dang straight.
Yes.
and what was in her shopping cart, by the way? A couple of.
It was a deli. She bought a couple sandwiches.
Do you know what else?
What else happened?
What?
We got our first. We get a lot of email, and usually it sounds like this.
I don't ever want to see it again.
But this time we get good email sometimes. Actually, we got a postcard
Wow.
in the mail.
Let me see that.
It is addressed to Sully, Little Tommy, Russ T, and they spelled Russ T Nailz correctly.
You do. Yeah, is it a Z at the end?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, good and blurry. Okay.
We have
Right
two
here at the Lava
viewers.
Studios.
Yeah.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, which was a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Peace, love, and be safe. Gotta love OB with the little seagull picture. Remember the old
yeah.
Remember the OB sticker?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Claudia.
Oh, Claudia.
Do you know Oh, Claudia?
No,
Friend
not
of you?
yet. But we'll be down there at OB.
He says, love you all and show, but mostly so.
And I have a third story.
Now, I get one now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. So there I am.
What are you, by the way, you Jesse Smollett
I
today?
want the Smollett look. Don't you like it?
No, not at all. Not even a little
Look
bit.
at that. I look, and wait a minute. I'm a white
Oh,
glove
he's
guy.
got the one.
Ah, look at that. I'll put it back. Anyway,
Where'd you get that?
I had them do a service for me, and they leave you a pair of gloves.
Oh, nice.
And I just feel like Michael Jackson, kind of a morph, Jesse Smollett.
Jesse Smollett Jackson.
Yeah, but here I am.
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson. Anyway, there I am playing at Monarch Sundays. What I do, you know.
Oh, that's right. So Russ has a gig on Sunday with my percussion player. Now, apparently,
Yeah.
he's bringing my horn players there, too. I've now told them that they're not allowed to play with Russ.
I'm stealing your band. One player. at a time.
You don't have to, because are they getting paid?
Well, we'll get to the big commercial later in the program, but here I am at Monarch, like I am every Sunday from 4 to sunset, playing with your percussionist, Nacho. And this girl walks up and she goes, "You used to babysit me."
Wow.
And I thought,
And that was him.
Well, yeah, no. Yeah. But this girl lived right up the street, and boy, has she developed in quite the fine young woman. Do we have that picture as well? I certainly hope so, because this is from La Mesa.
Wow,
I
there
grew
it
up-
is.
I've seen her.
Goodness.
I've seen that photo.
Gracious.
Yeah, I grew up in La Mesa, and so did she.
Why
grew
is the
up.
smile on your face bigger than the smile on her face?
I am about ready to play music.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's why
good.
I'm happy. So there it is. There, Kim
All right.
from La Mesa. There's my story. Now, round two.
I just have a quick shout out to Jack's Grandma Kay. Jack's Grandma Kay.
Jack.
Your camera dude.
Jack, Action
Jack-
Jackson?
Yeah, Jack's Grandma,
Your Grandma Kay?
Kay.
Is Grandma Kay a lot of fun? Yeah, all right.
Jack said that she watches On the Air as well, and I'm her favorite.
Not a chance. We got a huge show. We've got Roxana Kennedy, Chief of Police of Chula Vista.
Yes.
I was born in Chula Vista. My parents were born in Chula Vista. Everybody in my family is from Chula Vista. Tommy's from Chula Vista.
Yes, I am.
When I was married in Chula Vista. Russ has never been to Chula Vista.
No,
What?
south of downtown.
Of course, you had to drive through Chula Vista every year to get to 91X in Mexico.
Yeah,
right?
see?
Bob Buchmann, radio personality, radio icon,
Yes.
is with us in a moment here. In fact, can we bring him in? Because I want them to hear our musical
bring him
guest,
now?
who is Ryan
Yes.
Hiller.
Shall I give him the white glove treatment?
Ryan, how are you? So say hello while we're bringing these guys in. Ryan, how are you, man?
There's Ryan.
This is amazing.
It is amazing, isn't it?
Really cool.
Aren't,
I'm happy to be here.
isn't Russ and
What?
Tommy amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring him on in.
You know,
Let's start it right now.
I don't see any other band members. I see a lot of pedals, and I'm thinking, God bless you, you're a one-man show.
I had
Oh,
to
yeah.
do it. I had to compete against the DJ.
And look who
All
just
right.
walked in the door.
Oh,
If
my
I
God.
may, ladies and
Roxana
gentlemen.
Kennedy,
How
Chief
cool.
of Police at Chula Vista, and Bob Buchmann,
Yes.
I'm learning a lot about Bob Buchmann.
Are you? Yeah, you're part of the fan club now?
So
If I
happy
can.
to see you guys.
If I can.
The
if I
reason
may.
I wanted you to come in prior,
Yes.
because I want you both to listen to
Uh-oh.
this guy here. His
Pressure's
name
on.
is, as the big giant sign says here, Ryan Hiller. Music.com, RyanHillerMusic.com. Actually,
Yes.
his website's just music.com. He got in there early.
I got.
Ryan Hiller Music. Will you play us something to get started? Because
Absolutely.
we got to hear him sound check here
Yeah,
in the
it's
Loft
cool.
100 studios.
All right.
Here's a little-
And I'm thinking there's something you could add to the Monarch gig.
I'm watching. Believe me, right?
Take it.
An original.
Play us something. Yeah, I'm never playing guitar again.
Already.
Like I'm never even going on stage again.
It's only gonna
Yeah.
get better. All right, let's shut up.
Twisted through my bones. When I'm running through the dark, I'm a long, long way from home. And I'm shaking in my leaves. When I'm running through the dark, ain't no light to see. The trickery in my mind. Thoughts too twisted and never able to unwind. Well, I'm going where, baby, I don't know. I'm running through the dark, I'm a long, long way from home. Feeling quite alive for the first time. And every second goes by, you think that you're gonna die. And there ain't no room to cry, only time to realize, yeah, and that you gotta survive. That you gotta survive. Faces, sights unseen. Who can you trust if this is out just a dream? The people where to let you in when you're running through the middle of a sea full of hate and sin. Towering up above, cutting through the clutter and reaching for an ounce of love. As you reach in, baby, you're putting me down. Running through the dark, I'm a long, long way from town. I'm feeling quite alive for the first time. And every second goes by, you think that you're gonna die. And there ain't no time to cry, only time to try and realize. I said, yeah, that you gotta survive. Whoa, well, you gotta survive. I said you gotta survive, and there ain't no time. You better open your eyes and listen to the music. Gonna testify, gonna rectify, gonna make up your mind. The writing's on the wall, you know you don't lie. Everybody's reaching for the piece of the pie. Well, you know that I feeling quite alive for the first time. And every second goes by, you think that you're gonna die. And there ain't no time to cry, only time to try, realize. Say, yeah, that you gotta survive. That you gotta survive. Said you gotta survive.
You can't teach that. You can't teach that.
Ryan!
Oh man.
You have like a radio guy here that can maybe make things happen. I was just hooking the guy up a little bit by having Buchmann, who is a legend radio, which you're going to hear his story momentarily. And of course, if you ever get pulled over,
Should you be?
from a late gig.
It may or may not work. But
Here's my card.
Hey,
I should have asked you what kind of music you liked.
Something by the Police, I'm sure.
hey, everybody,
What a great crowd. Hey, White Glove guy.
just like
I was
that.
waiting
Just
for
like
that. I was waiting.
Yeah, we had to get the early ones out.
Had you ever heard of Rusty Nailz before?
Oh, who?
Because he was big in the
hasn't
80s.
heard of Rusty?
He was
Well,
big in
I'm
the
old.
80s, and
I'm
now
old,
he's
Just
so-
big and
big and he's 80. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you were around for the glory days. That's nice.
Ryan, first of all, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, that's fun.
How have you handled COVID? Because that whole live music thing kind of went out the window there for a whole year, didn't it?
It's been a huge kick in the I'll say the stomach because we're on TV, but
Right,
COVID really hurt the music business big time. So I actually before to summarize it, I had worked my way up and I was getting paid $5,000 to do a 2-hour gig in Scottsdale, and they put me up in a suite, and I'm eating filet mignon. I'm driving back to San Diego, feeling so good, and on the radio they're talking about, there's this thing called coronavirus in China, but don't worry, it's not going to come to the U.S. because can't survive warm weather. So I'm like, I got nothing to worry about. 3 weeks
And
later,
that was your last gig.
well, no, 3 weeks later, I'm playing like in an outside dirt lot for a farmer's market, like $200, and I'm just,
Yeah, but you're a dad. You have 2 kids, and you had to get a real job.
yes, I did.
And what did you have to do?
I got into real estate. So I got my license in November, and today I had my first deal.
Oh, we're an escrow party.
He just sold Russ's house out to Leonard. There you go.
But I'm so happy Ryan's here. I'm so happy that Mr. Bob Buchmann here and Chief Kennedy.
Oh, there you go.
And Chief Kennedy, thank you very, very much for all that you do on behalf of all of us here.
I appreciate
because
that.
you do a lot, and you do it in the place that I love the most, and that's Chula Vista. So thank you.
Who doesn't love Chula Vista?
I love Chula Vista.
It is a great community. I'm so excited that I get to meet Bob also. So
Yeah,
now
Buchmann is
Yeah.
Buchmann is like the silent freaking rock star.
Dude,
No, I remember. No. I'm going to just say this out loud from the very beginning, because when I was dirt poor, 21 years old, selling phone systems, driving through LA, because what does every San Diego kid do that gets a record deal? He goes and he goes to LA.
Right.
Right.
Gotta hit it big.
And I'm going to hit it big. And while you're waiting to hit it big,
Right.
you're going to record your studio in the day, and they say, okay, we'll see you in 3 weeks, and you got to figure out how to eat in between. I'm driving, listening to KLOS,
yeah.
Mark and Brian, every single morning.
Yeah.
And Mark and Brian, I thought to myself, I could do that. I can so do that.
They're just
know.
talking, laughing.
I get it.
Fast forward 10 years later, I walk into iHeartRadio, and I realized Bob Buchmann, he was the program director for Mark and Brian.
Yes.
One of the reasons I got into the business is because of your direction on those two
Well,
cats.
you know what? And those guys just got admitted to the Rock and Roll Hall
And they-
of Fame in the radio.
They deserve it.
I
Yes.
love that, man.
I
Yeah.
gotta meet at some point, either Zoom, whether it's, we get pulled over and Roxanne's in
Brian's
I might be able to help you.
Yeah. Brian's in LA. Mark's on the East Coast. We'll just,
we gotta do this.
But
Just zoom in.
I wanted to have the honors of introducing you, and I wanted to say this. You're a legend in Long Island. You started at WBAB in Long Island. Then you made your way to Los Angeles, and then iHeartRadio in San Diego, where I met you at KGB. And now you're doing it. You're on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Not just one station.
I'm running a bunch of them.
Yes.
It's so nice. God, I mean, luck and timing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The iHeart thing in San Diego ended after 7 years. No fault of any of ours.
Did you know that was, because I think a lot of people, one of the best parts of the show is you get to pull the covers back on what it's like to be in radio, TV, and stuff. In this business, you guys know, every November, in every radio station across the country, ever since there was a roll-up, in other words, all the stations got together, you never knew if you were going to be there.
Sure, because they're doing the next year's budgets.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that guy makes too much money. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
No, none. They just promoted me. I was always kind of a manager there, but unofficially.
Yeah.
They just made me a manager. So I bought a house.
Oh, of course.
I bought a house in San Diego. I'm like, I got a new contract. 6 months later, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Ryan, don't forget that in case he needs to sell that house.
There we go. You did it. How I feel for it.
There we go.
And if I'm not mistaken, the show that you were on KGB, I don't know who it was, but you had a great producer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Could it be
Can I
the
just
Hall
bring
of
it out
Fame?
now? I'll just bring it out.
Radio
Because he's
Hall,
going to
here
bring
it
it out
is, yeah.
anyway.
Here it is.
Just bring it out now.
You know, that's funny because he actually preceded Mark and Brian in the Radio Hall of Fame.
Really?
Little Tommy.
Well, he was a producer.
Well, first and only producer. I was on a show with Jeff and Jer, and you know what? We lasted 30 years. But we, as in Jeff and Jer, we are huge fans of Mark and Brian. And you led the campaign to get them in, so thank you.
You're welcome.
That's great.
Thank you.
Why are those guys, just real quick, why aren't those guys still on the air?
Well,
I think Brian still does a podcast or something, They seems like they want to be on the air.
yeah. I mean, it's in his blood. And Brian, who lives in the Hollywood Hills, he, if it's not the perfect opportunity, he doesn't.
Well, we have one for him.
Yeah, right down here. Come on.
Come on.
It's just going to require a lot of money because those guys
Russ
made
just
a
sold
lot
his
of
house.
money.
Yeah, let's go.
Just ask Brian.
I was just flashing back on the radio. Even if I'm doing well and they go, you know what, you're big numbers. We're going country next Monday, so you're out of a job. Like, what? Even if, we got new ownership.
I know.
You just turn the
Chief,
page.
you have a 50 square mile city. Is that what it is? 25?
52 square miles.
Did anybody know that Chula Vista was that large?
No,
Yes.
it got bigger.
It's the second
Yes.
largest city in San Diego.
It's amazing because both of my parents went to Chula Vista High School. And they used to always talk about the heyday of the Silver Strand. Do you know what the Silver Strand is? Do you know what the Silver Strand? Oh, of course you do.
Yes, I do.
A lot of people don't remember the Silver Strand because that was the only way you could get to Coronado for many years until
Very
I think
true.
the 60s or 70s, right?
Very true. But Chula Vista, I wanted to be here today because I also idolize Tommy, just so you know. He's been very supportive of Chula Vista and of the police department. We truly appreciate that. I know it's sweet stuff.
Are you just like sandbagging all the guests and
look,
bring everybody who
something's going on.
loves Tommy?
And I brought you a little canine. So these are our dogs that we have out in the field. We have little replicas, but we thought Mattis was for you.
Hey.
Okay?
I think it's
That's
pronounced
funny.
Mathis.
You're
Thank
Jax and you're
Jax.
Apollo.
All right.
Thank
But,
you.
Thank
Thank
Well, these are
you.
going to go on the set.
There you go.
Oh, can we put it next to the Emmy and the Sully's Best Band thing?
Wow.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Hey, when did you know you wanted to be
This one's
a police
brown.
officer?
Yeah.
So I never in my life ever thought that I would be a police officer. It was nothing that ever came to mind. I was very active in high school. I was junior class president, ASB president, very involved in sports, and started running a business and had some real, business. For anyone in business, business is tough.
Yes.
So when I deal with people out in the community, I understand how challenging it is, especially recently with all of the businesses dealing with COVID.
Sure.
But I had you're going to laugh, and I know you'll make a joke out of it, so
Not
we'll just
me.
go ahead and get it out of the way. But I owned flower busineses.
No kidding.
So it was
awesome.
Guns N' Roses.
That was the name of
Cool.
it? Guns N' Roses. This is perfect. Right on. I love you more.
It wasn't the name,
Hold on a
but
second. Did I hear?
Here we go. Let's hear a little. Here we go.
there you go.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Welcome to the shop. Can I interest you in a daisy?
I had so many challenges in business, had embezzlements, different things, and I started interacting with the police department, kind of doing a report on what was happening, and I started putting like a lot of effort doing in all these reports and detailing everything. And there was one female officer that looked at me and she said, you would be a great cop. And I said, me?
You saw that in you.
And so what we call it is the nudge. She kind of just,
The nudge.
The nudge.
Yeah,
She kind of helped me see myself in that position. And I started as a police officer. I worked my way all the way up.
What city?
Chula Vista.
Oh,
All the way
Wow.
through.
I've never worked for another department.
Where did you grow
That's
up?
incredible.
I grew up, so here's another fun story. I've been kind of a roving throughout my whole life. So born in National City, Paradise Valley Hospital, lived in Lemon Grove, moved to East County.
That's not a rover. You're a local.
Okay, listen.
You're still in San Diego. I'm the same thing.
Went to Skyline Elementary, lived on Bellow Drive and Skyline.
Wow.
Then went from there to El Cajon, then to Ramona. And so I've kind of had an opportunity to be all around, but I have to tell you, being almost 30 years in Chula Vista, that's my home. That's
Yeah.
my community.
Yeah.
But it's good to stay one step ahead of the law.
Hey, everybody.
That's what I'm saying here until you become the law, I guess. All
right.
Hey, I'm here.
Well, let's I want to hear more. I got to hear Buchmann's story too. But the long story short is, I want to hear if she got in trouble. If she ever got in trouble in high school and stuff.
bet. Look at- she's
because
blushing.
I doubt it.
doing
I doubt it.
So we're going to find out about that. And
But that young man has. Bob probably
Oh,
did.
I know. Look
Bob
at, just
probably
look at him.
did.
He looks guilty. He's a rock star guy. And of course, we got.
She took one look at me. She put the bracelets on me in the lobby.
I think this is actually a miniature drug
No,
sniffing
they
dog.
are.
And
They
found
are
something.
certified.
Where's the guy? How crazy is glowing, Russ?
Chief Kennedy, Bob
You
Buchmann.
can't treat the glaucoma in the studio
Oh, man, it's a-
with the chief there. All right. On the air, Chief Roxana Kennedy,
Yeah.
Bob Buchmann, radio pioneer. And look at that. The music
Yes.
of Ryan Hiller. Stand by. We're back in a minute.
Well, half a mile from the county fair, the rain came pouring down. Me and Billy standing there with a silver ever crown. And has a full of fishing rod, the tackle is on her back. We just stood there getting wet with the backs against the fence. Oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water, let it run all over me.
Wow.
Hey, I just remembered. You were at Wonderfront.
Yeah, he was.
I remember that.
Nice. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, Ernie Hahn, CEO, chairman,
Yes.
founder, runner, introduced us to you. In fact, he was supposed to introduce you today. What happened, Tommy, Mr.
You know what? He's out on his little bus right now, driving around.
All right.
The double-decker.
You see the bus?
No, I haven't
Have you
seen
seen
it
the
yet.
bus? Incredible. You guys know what the bus is?
No.
Double-decker with a band on the top floor. How's that?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Driving
awesome.
around
Really
Chula Vista. Oh, I'm sorry. Driving around.
We need some live music.
Yeah,
there.
we do.
It's coming back. It's been beautiful how everything's opening up now.
Yeah.
That's the great thing.
Oh, God.
Now, going back to Sully's question, Chief Kennedy, as a kid, when you're going through school, did you ever get in trouble?
Oh my gosh. Do you think that I was quiet or that I kind of
Not a
sat in the back?
chance.
Not seeing
No, I got in trouble all the time.
Oh, good.
I was very, I'll never forget when I was at Freeze Elementary School, Mrs. Tapp wrote in my report card, Roxana is a very smart young lady if she would stop talking and pay attention to the class.
Apply herself.
I was
got
just going to say the words because I got the
I
same
got
apply
those,
herself thing.
If he could
Yes.
focus, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and-
good.
right. So, yeah, I'm a human being,
Yeah.
but I don't always tell all my secrets. But I've lived my life, and I think when we look at officers that come into law enforcement right now, I'm not looking for someone perfect. I'm looking for someone, if you have had challenges or you have had mistakes, what did you learn from that, and where did you move from there? And so, kind of being that type of person who understands that everyone's not perfect out
Yeah.
there, especially in our world right now.
I'd love to see the look on her face when she opens up the application and it says, Russ T Nailz. Hey, you said I could have a fresh start.
I believe it's Officer Rusty.
Rusty, I challenge you to put in an application and let's see where it goes.
Let's see where it goes.
I would love to take a look at that background.
She's got her reject stamp ready.
How did you get into radio? I've always wanted to hear
God,
this
I
story.
was an engineering geek, and literally we were building a radio station for my local high school, and I was helping, with the soldering iron and all that. And one day, I swear it was like some New York radio station I was listening to, and I'm like, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing. So I got on the other side of the equipment that I was building.
How did you get yourself in the door, though? I mean, were you getting trashes? You getting promotions?
I started by building an illegal station in my parents' basement. When the FCC showed up,
Awesome.
Knocked on the door.
Pirate radio.
There's a meter, right? He's holding a meter. My mother answers the door. He's holding a meter. The meter is pinning. It's going
That's so awesome.
well, I have reason to believe there's a radio station operating from your house. The meter says so. My mother's response was, he told me it was legal.
That's always the mother's response.
So anyway, we played the national anthem only because my mother asked the FCC guy if we could.
And that was the last
She
bit.
said, because he said, give me the microphone. I want to tell the audience the FCC's here and we're closing down the pirate station. My mother's like, just let them play the, national anthem and go out with dignity.
That is
Awesome.
a movie. That's the start of a movie.
A lot of those pirate stations were up and running from different places too, not only from your room, but there were a lot of those little.
A lot of them.
right?
Scott Shannon.
Yeah.
So many. Oh, come on. And overseas too.
Yeah.
On the River Thames, that's where
So-
Steve West got his start.
When you got your first job at a commercial radio
Yeah.
station, do you remember the moment when you're in the studio, turntables over there, cart machines, and you're ready to hit that button
Oh,
and speak?
I do.
Do you
I
remember
do.
where was that?
So it was in Riverhead, Long Island, which is the gateway to the Hamptons, except it's dirt poor.
Right.
And we're in an abandoned drive-in movie theater. The screen is half up and half down. We're broadcasting full time from the popcorn stand.
Right.
Literally. Like the transmitter's in there, a tiny little studio, 1/4 the size of this studio. And I remember, and it was WRCN, and I remember how it felt to fire that first turntable. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm 16, but it's happening.
Now in San Diego, all of us here grew up with Shotgun Tom,
Yeah.
and he's a legend. I think in Long Island, you are equally just like Shotgun, because I have a friend named Steve Harmon, and he goes, Tommy, I can't believe you work with Bob Buchmann. I grew up at.
And Tommy said, "You better believe it, baby."
But I mean, is that true? When you go to Long Island, are you Shotgun Tom there?
Because I was on the air doing mornings for 20 nonstop years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there is no other Shotgun Tom. There's really only one. I've been to the statue.
He's a bobblehead.
Where is the statue again?
Santee,
Yes.
Lakeside.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that guy, and he's with Sirius XM now, which is where I work these days.
So talk about the fact that you are the classic vinyl guy.
Classic Vinyl, Classic Rewind.
You
and
run
I
all
help
those?
with some of their pop-up channels.
Wow.
We're doing a guitar.
Like the Ryan Hiller and Sully pop-up channel.
Yeah, see what's going on.
where we're
Help the
going here?
musicians out, brother.
And you know what else is cool about you, Bob? You're friends with all those guys. You're friends with Billy Joel. You're friends with Eddie Money, God bless him. You're friends with Dee Snider and Def Leppard. How did that happen?
It just happens by doing it. 20 years on long. It happens by being old. Really
I'm
freaking
still
old.
here.
No, I mean, 20 years on Long Island, then the following decade in Manhattan, and then only 3 years in LA, and then 7 years in San Diego.
Yeah.
But you meet everybody.
Yes.
And if you do the right thing, like the chief was saying to me in the green room, if you do the right thing by other people, you develop relationships.
There you go.
We have more
You see
questions.
him hit the post? You see him hit the post on the way out? Like, honest to God, he just hit the post.
It's a natural.
And you never heard that song before in your life. And you just freaking hit the post.
More questions for Chief Kennedy. Bob Buchmann coming up.
Hey Ryan, while you're playing, turn around just turn around for a second. Look at that.
There it is. Shake your money maker.
Ryan Hiller.
Yeah. You having fun here? Will you come back? Will you come back and hang with us?
That's fun.
Yeah, you come out and hang with us, son?
Great.
Do you have any? It's like for the rest of the show, can you do classic rock because
Absolutely.
because he's drying up?
Yeah.
It's almost like not having water in the desert.
A little tribute to Eddie Money or
Buchmann
something.
needs some sort of some kind of wonderful.
Well, I'm a little, I'm in shell shock because that's like our number one, saved channel in the car is Classic Room.
25, 26,
Classic Vinyl,
27.
baby. Oh
Love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
How hard was it for you to leave a place where you were pretty much free lunch from here to the Hamptons? But we're at the Hamptons, no more.
And it was like a little progression away, because when I got into Manhattan, that's a little distant from the suburbs of Long Island, right? And then I'm like, well, I did this. Maybe I can go 3,000 miles to the west.
Well, you were successful. I'm just wondering, is it just tough in a personal issue?
It was time for a change. It's always, you reach these places, it's just time.
Well, Russ and I've got run out of town a couple times. So,
Yeah, we're on a few lists.
Russ has the thing. Nobody knows you. Everybody knows you. Nobody knows you.
That's how
Wait a minute.
fame goes.
So in New York,
Yeah.
when you're on the radio in New York,
yeah.
you know, they say, hey, that's, you know, #1 market.
Big Apple.
When you hit that button,
Oh my
do you
God.
feel
Yes.
feel it?
You can see the Empire State Building out the window, and that's where it's all coming out of. And you're like, wow.
Radio Music Hall.
No, yeah.
The word radio.
And so it was my dream because I grew up with the Rockefeller Center group of AM radio stations back in the 70s.
Yes.
AM was everything. And I'm like, wow, could you imagine working in this skyscraper?
Yeah.
And so ends up the station I worked for iHeart was in Rockefeller Center. So I was in the same place my heroes were in.
Isn't that surreal?
So excited.
That's really surreal.
Yeah.
Chief, if you were a DJ, what kind of music do you think you'd want to? You're a cop. What kind of
If
music?
I was a cop.
DJ, sorry.
Is cop offensive, by the way?
We'll get it.
No, not to
Cop.
me.
All right.
But normally what people say to me is they say, oh, you're in law enforcement?
Oh, that's
and I
good.
say, yeah. And they go, are you a dispatcher? And so
Wow.
I
Nice.
love my dispatchers, I want you
right,
to know. But
right.
I think it's funny because we have come a long way, but still it's sometimes difficult for people to see a woman be in that position of being a chief of police. But I have fun with it. I make them very uncomfortable.
But the kind of music you would play would be what? What do you favor? Country a little?
I really
Rusty
love.
Nailz played in the 80s?
Well, that was really one of my favorites, but no, Roxanna is not my favorite song.
By the Police.
But I did hear that song when I was in high school. That's how old I was.
Atta girl.
But I love Motown.
Yes.
I love Motown.
There you go.
It is.
Hitsville.
And I love all types of music. I mean, I'm a girl from the 70s, so, you know, there's just a little bit of everything.
So there's some yacht rock in there.
Oh.
There's some Starland vocal band.
Oh, yes. Yes, there is.
Little Jerry Rafferty.
The wind is
I'm thinking some Christopher Cross.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I have law enforcement questions.
Uh-oh.
All right. Chief.
Is this,
You know,
is this advice?
I'm enjoying not feeling like I'm in law
But I have,
right now.
I've wondered this.
But that's a good point, though, because you like when people call you Roxanna, just like Shelley Zimmerman, like they call you Chief.
They call me Rox.
But you're personable about that. All right, ask your advice about your problem.
Classic.
Chief Kennedy. I love Chief Kennedy. And Bob Buchmann.
Buchmann, Kennedy, Hiller, Nailz, Sully, Little Tommy Sablon. It's on the air.
I hurt my knee.
Then you go to New Jersey. Boston?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
Gonna take freight train down to the station, Lord. Well, I don't care where we go. Gonna take a mountain, the highest mountain, Lord. I'll jump right on the button, gonna know. Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman she been doing to me? Can't you see? Can't you see, Lord, baby, what that woman's been doing to me?
His name is Ryan Hiller. RyanHillerMusic.com.
Yeah.
The Marshall Tucker Band. Come on.
Can't you see? I love that.
Have you ever met Marshall Tucker, Bob?
Yes. Well, Doug Gray is the guy's name, but yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
He just gave away the name.
You know, yeah, I mean.
Worst rock and roll name in the history of hit songs. I know you're gonna. When I say it, you're gonna know.
Worst?
Spirit in the Sky.
Oh, you're right. Norman Greenbaum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because Phil Greenbaum was not as good. Because he changed his name to worst. Like the guy who sang
know.
Spirit in the Sky.
Yeah.
Norman Greenbaum.
And you know what's crazy? It didn't hurt him.
It didn't hurt him a bit.
That's how good the song
That
is.
was exactly right, isn't that?
Right.
Let's go
Worst
back to
name in
those rock and roll. Let's go back to those rock and roll stories in a second. But first, I wanted to tell you, Chief Kennedy, a few months ago, a couple weeks ago, thank you for fighting for law enforcement to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
You were on the front line saying, hey, what about us?
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
and I just want to say thank you because You fought hard.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the support that you gave us, Tommy. In fact, I brought you a Chief's coin in appreciation for it.
Oh, do you know what that does, don't you?
Chief's coin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got to buy us all a drink now or
Yeah.
something.
Well,
No, you put it in your wallet and like, put it on the dashboard.
you know what?
Hey, how'd that get there?
You guys have some dreams of things that don't really happen, but that's okay. But no, seriously, it was pretty hard to watch the way that law enforcement was being treated. I kind of looked at it as a devaluing of law enforcement. And when I know personally every day what the men and women do in law enforcement to go out there to protect people and respond as quickly as possible and give life-saving measures, CPR, first aid, tourniquets, Narcan. I mean, you know, people used to die of drug overdoses, and now our officers deploy Narcan to help people, and hopefully they get their lives back together. But to see how law enforcement was being treated, I mean, many people got their vaccines before law enforcement. I just felt like it was important to stand up for it.
Yes, and you did.
Amen.
The officers
did.
knew that there are lots of people out there in society that support law enforcement.
We do.
I got
That young man there.
Wait a minute.
I've got the blue line flag on my bumper, you know, just in case.
Well, we know why. 911 Foundation.
Yeah,
Bob.
Yeah, I know.
I'm being nice. First of all, because you have a weapon so close to me. Second, you're the first guest to actually bring a gun right here. So not intimidating at
That
all.
you know of, Chief.
I don't leave home without it.
All right.
Do you ever get to go on vacation? I mean, you're the chief.
I
Do
just-
you ever like go a week? Don't talk to me.
Just had 6 days off. It had been over a year.
Did they
and
leave you alone?
I actually really did disconnect somewhat, and so
tough.
I went to another
Sorry
state.
if I texted you.
That's okay. I went to another state and just relaxed.
Good.
And it was really nice.
Do you ever hear stories like you're somewhere and they're you know, not saying nice things about law enforcement? Do you want to just turn around and go,
Yeah, so it's like when you're in the other state.
You know, no, this other state was very supportive of law enforcement.
He was in
It
Texas.
was.
Texas.
No, I was not in Texas, but it was very, very different.
I've got a question for Bob Buchmann. Who do you, and you have met them all.
Yeah.
And it's very, like, see, when I meet a guy like Steve Forbes, those are like my rock stars. Like, yeah, Steve Forbes. Come on. We're Facebook
bowling.
friends. Who is the biggest name, in your opinion? Where did you ever get a pit in yourself like, oh my God, he's coming in the
that
studio?
person.
Like, because we've had that. I mean, he and I have interviewed Bill Gates. We've interviewed Steve Jobs when he was alive. I mean, some of those are like, oh my God, I hope I don't mess up.
Yeah, that's huge.
Who, for you, in that music world, or even the world of entertainment, do you think it comes to mind as the biggest name?
Well, you know, you're obviously going to want to make sure you have your you know what together when you
Yeah.
get Paul McCartney.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Or
Can you
when you
imagine?
get Robert Plant.
Wow.
You know, you just
Now, do they
That's who I
come
would
in
have liked
studio?
to be.
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah. So McCartney, I was invited to his office in Manhattan. You know, we at KGB we had him on the phone.
Yeah.
But when he played Petco Park.
Yes.
But I was invited to his office in Manhattan, which is weird.
He has
Because,
an office in Manhattan? That's
yeah.
like, I
no,
can't
it's
get over that
crazy.
part.
And so you walk in, and you know how in the United Kingdom, the ceilings are higher and the crown moldings are larger, and so it's not really an American thing. You walk into his office, you could be in London.
No kidding.
Oh my God.
No kidding.
And so he gave me, and I had a digital tape machine rolling, so it has a time counter, 34 minutes.
Wow. What
Yeah,
year
that was
was
great.
this? What
Huh?
year was this?
It was when he was married to that crazy girl.
Oh,
yeah.
Remember
Linda?
her?
Yeah.
Linda?
No, Linda was love of his
Linda was
life.
the saint.
That crazy
next
girl,
one.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although-
and so it was like 2005.
Yeah.
I want to, when we come back, I want to ask, because I never know how to do this. Because sometimes you want an autograph. Sometimes you want a picture these days. He knows the art of asking without really asking.
I need this information.
It's
yes.
true. I think, no, it's true. We need that information because at the end of the day, we get around some people, and I always was like, I could have got a picture. I didn't because I was afraid to ask. And you should, because Buchmann knows how to do that.
So you might have.
Yeah, he does.
Say you pull over Nick.
Buchmann
Bolte.
knows exactly what to do.
Right. Say, Nick, want to sign this or you know?
All righty.
You'll
On
get
the
me
air.
in trouble, won't you?
Chief Roxana Kennedy, Bob Buchmann, little Tommy Russ T Nailz, Sully, it's on the air. Stand by, because we got Ryan Hiller music coming up.
You look like from the side a little bit, way better looking, but you have that Steven Tyler kind of a look.
Thank you.
You do.
A lot of people have said
And Russ has a Liv Tyler thing going on.
when I was younger, I really liked
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. Been around for a long, long year, and I've stolen many man's soul and faith. I've been around since Jesus Christ at his moment of doubt and pain. It's time for the troubadour for the beach Bombay. So pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Ooh, ooh. There you go. Ooh, ooh. What's puzzling you? What's the nature of my game?
Yeah.
Come on, Chief, get up there. Bust the move, Chief.
Yeah.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, in red, white, and blue. And when the band plays Hail to the Chief, Lord, they pour the cannon right at you. Yeah.
There's a Chief right here.
So it ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no much of anyone. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no much of this time.
Yeah. Right.
Look at that.
Look at the crowd.
Can't teach that. Turn around, play for the crowd.
Street scene was so. Look at yourself. The guy from Caltrans right there in the middle. Got off work early, got there.
Cop is a criminal.
Uh-oh.
And all the sinners are saints. You gotta hear the next part. His heads, his tails, just call me Lucifer. Cause I'm in need of some restraint.
Handcuffs.
And if you need me, Lord, have some sympathy. Have some wealth and taste.
That's my theme music.
Use all your well-learned politics.
Yeah.
Or I'll weigh your soul to weight. I need your help. So pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. What's puzzling you is just the nature of my game.
Wow.
Ryan Hiller.
You gotta come back and be the house band every once in a while, would you?
That's cool.
fantastic.
I love the way he plays a Taylor guitar too.
You got San Diego. Mark
Yes, El Cajon.
They're the best.
Do you have
They're the
anything?
best.
Do you have anything booked? Anything happening yet? Starting to get phone calls?
Yeah, so yeah, if you check the website, I got April's starting to fill up, May's starting to fill up, but I feel like the world's opening
Yeah,
back up.
huh?
Yes.
Just literally within the past
I
couple
know.
days.
It's the pent-up demand. I mean, I thought we would never play again, and suddenly we're booked from. You know, and Buchmann promised I would be playing.
Summers.
On Sirius XM.
He's introducing you to me some little Quincy
There you
Jones.
go.
I like big dudes.
Nice.
Like that. Great to have you today, but really, really a treat.
Chief Kennedy, I got a question for you. And I can't
Which
believe
scares me.
I can't believe I haven't asked this.
It should.
I can't believe I didn't ask this earlier. Tell us about your French bulldogs.
I love French bulldogs. Those are the greatest.
Those are the ones
I
that.
have two French bulldogs, Chief and Rocky, and they are the therapy that you need when you're a chief of police, let me tell you.
Really?
I love my dogs.
Just watch them play.
So they're your emotional support animals, whether they know it or not.
and I wished I could have had that work to go on the airlines, but I can't. You know, it's just like I'm a Girl Scout. You cannot tell a lie, right?
Yes.
But they truly are the best dogs ever.
Yeah.
They go everywhere with
No
me.
kidding.
I've even brought them into work, and they have their little jackets that say police dog.
Oh.
you know.
Oh,
You
good.
do. Of course.
love it.
Here's one of those jackets now.
Bob, what's next for you? You talk about where people can find the stations that you run. Are you also on the air on those
Yeah,
stations as well?
just one show a week. It's
Because the boss won't let you do more?
Well,
he is the boss, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but that's the thing, it's kind of like you gotta really be in the trenches to know what your hosts have to deal with, right? So,
But when you do your show,
Yeah.
you're not just saying, okay, I'm going to play records. You're doing a show with Def Leppard. you're doing a show with these rock stars.
Well, and they all work with us because we have channels that are partner channels.
Yeah.
Like Joe Elliott's a host on our Deep Tracks, and you know, I mean,
This is bringing back my youth.
it's incredible. It's an incredible place to work. Serious. It's
Sully Band channel.
the Sully channel.
Ryan Hill channel. Something in my throat. Sorry.
Hey, can you tell us about your relationship with Billy Joel?
So when I got my first job out of college, which was BAB on Long Island, and that's of course where he's famously from, he had just started a charity, and I was only 1 year there. 1980 was the year. In fact, the first time I ever was photographed with him was the day that John Lennon died.
Oh my God.
We had no idea that that was going to happen a couple hours later. I just found that photo and sent it to him. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
But so I said, you got this great charity. I want to do a fundraiser for you every single year. And he said, okay.
Okay.
We did 29 consecutive years.
Wow.
Wow.
When I went to Manhattan, I brought the fundraiser there. And yeah, so that's how I know
think
it.
we should have both of them back on the air
Yes.
for another one.
Have you ever arrested someone famous?
She's about to.
Quite a few, yeah.
She's about to.
And Bob Buchmann, thank you for bringing me on KGB when I was out of a job. So thank you. I owe you.
Come on. You were the best thing.
Oh, don't tell us.
Tommy
Chief
is
Kennedy.
the connector.
Chief Kennedy,
You guys
God
are
bless
awesome.
you. Thanks for all you do, Chief.
RyanHillermusic.com. Ryan, take us out, would you?
Oh, that's great.
I like the facial expression.
Oh, baby, please don't go. Please don't go down to New Orleans. Gonna love you so, baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Oh, be your dog. Oh, be your dog. Oh, be your dog. Just wait out here and make you walk alone. Baby, please don't go.